Alright guys, so today we are going to talk with the Boastfuls, an up-and-coming band, about how they're navigating the COVID-19 pandemic. But first, what I need you to do, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, drop a comment down below. And if you have any questions about how you should be navigating this pandemic, feel free to hit me up. Alright guys, so I'm here with Northeast PA upstart band, making waves, the Boastfuls. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
And today we are going to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a young band on the rise during the COVID-19 outbreak. So guys, the first question I want to touch on a little bit first though is how long were you guys a band before all this started happening?
Well, it would be 2 years next week.
Okay.
So, yeah, about a year and 10 months about before we got shut down.
So fair to call you a young band, in the infancy stages of your career. And you guys had quite a buzz behind you. So what was it like, the buildup? Like, what was going on as you were going into COVID-19?
Well, we had just put out our first single, Tequila, in December. So we were kind of riding the momentum of that for a little while. We were working on getting another song out, getting that distributed, doing music video. And yeah, just trying to play as many shows as we can, fill rooms. And now we're in my spare bedroom hanging out because there's nothing else to do.
So in your view, how has COVID-19 like directly affected the band and what you guys do as a band?
No, you don't want that one?
Just cut me out. Just crop it right here.
We're going to get into talk eventually.
Nope.
The biggest thing, obviously, is this really drove everyone towards content creation, and kind of learning how to serve online platforms more like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter if we had a Twitter, but we don't use Twitter. Yeah, so that's obviously not playing, and seeing as like those cover shows were kind of financing a lot of the stuff we were going to be doing. That kind of put a lot on hold. Luckily, we were in a good position already where like we had a few big shows right before we stopped. So now when it's time to get the ball rolling again, we'll be okay. But the biggest thing is now it's all about creating content and having stuff online. We're spending more time jamming together and writing more, which is good. Hopefully we'll have at least one half decent song out of this. So yeah, I think it gave us more time to kind of tighten up, not in a public setting.
And something else that's pretty cool about it, we could see the local music scene kind of bonding a little more.
Yeah.
Because we all have the opportunity to see each other play. We're not performing on the same nights. We could watch these live streams. We could interact. So that's been pretty cool, getting to interact with musicians that we were never able to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So before this, you guys weren't doing a ton of like live streams, things like that?
No, if
So
any.
the value, or I guess the better way to phrase it, even if it's not in your own, have you seen the value of that grow and people kind of buying into it a little bit more on both ends as bands and as fans?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think overall, especially since people don't have much else to do, our reach on Facebook and like our response on social media is a lot better recently. And doing like those GarageBand session videos really helped with that too, because we're still playing and they were, I guess well done videos. Like they weren't, there's nothing wrong with doing it on your phone because everybody's doing that. We're going to even be doing that, but like having like high quality videos to put out, I think was really good for people right now. And they got a really good response. And I think that's kind of helped drive our following, even though we're not playing publicly.
So you think being young and kind of a buzz band right now, as opposed to like an older, more established band, do you think that the pandemic affected you more or less? Do you think it's you're able to adapt better than maybe somebody who's a little more set in their ways? How do you think it affected you guys like as a younger band in the scene, so to speak?
I think that we're really lucky in the sense that we have a very good understanding of social media and we have a very good understanding of what makes quality content. And I think just overall musicians in general, whether they be like seasoned musicians or newer musicians, everyone's doing what they can. Um, I think the one benefit that maybe seasoned musicians with a bigger following have is that obviously if they're going on Facebook Live or if they're posting videos and stuff, they're going to have a bigger audience watching them. They're going to have more people supporting them. Like a lot of people are doing like Venmo and PayPal and linking stuff like that. Like I think you'll see musicians that have been established will have more luck with that than maybe we would or a new band would. Not that not that people don't want to support us. I think it's just we're kind of still working on building a foundation. I think it's definitely more difficult to do online than it is in public.
So what do you think, like from your perspectives, what do you think the post-COVID-19 musical landscape looks like?
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it for sure. It's going to be weird. Obviously, like with capacity rules and stuff like that, we'll see a big drop in attendance, I think. But I don't know. It's weird because like everyone's going to want to go out, but they may not be able to. Like just because you want to go out doesn't mean you're going to be able to get into the bar. Luckily, we weren't always filling rooms to begin with. At some places, we have really good places, but I think overall, depending on the cap too, like it's going to make for a more consistent showing of people, regardless. Like regardless of what the cap is, I think every bar in NAPA is going to reach capacity when they're open that first month or two. Absolutely every night.
And what does post-COVID look like for the Bosals? Like, what do you guys have planned? What does that landscape look like for you guys personally, on a personal level and on a music level?
Right. I definitely think that we're using this time to write, to try to produce more material, produce more content. Hopefully, depending on how long this lasts, hopefully we have a few more songs that we're ready to go to the studio with. Then it's just a financial thing, like when we could, again, put that money towards the band and not other things, because, we're at least all three of us are in a good situation where we're able to work. So we're still earning money, but, earning money working 30 hours a week is a lot different from the money we were earning when we were playing 2-3 nights a week on top of working. It's not exactly disposable income that we were having when we were playing out. So I think that's going to be the biggest obstacle coming back is, this money that we were making on gigs that we were putting towards the band, now we don't have. So what are we going to be putting towards the band right away? So I think probably for not too long, but once this is all kind of over, I think it's going to be focusing on playing out a lot again, definitely as much as we can, and kind of like relaying that foundation to be able to go into the studio and put money towards the band. But I think it's going to be more so like a creative time for us.
So on a personal level, how have you guys been holding up?
All right. Well, like I said, like we're lucky that you just went back.
I went back to work today. Yeah.
Yeah. So Chris has been out.
Congrats.
But I've been working nearly full time since this all happened. So, and especially now I'm a senior in college. I was supposed to graduate in a couple weeks. Like I was supposed to have my commencement next weekend. Obviously that's not happening. So I'm now in a position where I'm not going to have to be focusing on school as much. So obviously I'm going to be working more, definitely putting more time into music, which is good. So that'll be good. I didn't come out of it more flexible, hopefully.
Yeah. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm awkward. You have to cut this out. I'm sorry. I can't interview.
No, how are you feeling? What's it been like being stuck home for? What are we at, like 50 days now?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been nice I always say I want to practice more because I feel like stuck as a musician, both with like my writing and my playing. So it's been nice to just be able to sit down, play with some new techniques, some new patterns, stuff like that, and kind of expand. It's been helping with writing. It's been helping with overall playability. So I've just been happy to be able to contribute with that. It's been nice.
Definitely.
Okay. Nice.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said silver linings,
Yeah, we have a few. I think also that we're definitely going to use those next few weeks of being able to all be together again to practice our set list. because we learned the hard way. Like at least Chris and I just messing around, like trying to play to some of the songs we used to play. Like we don't remember the damn thing we used to play.
So we're looking to revamp it. We're gonna keep a lot of the high energy, some of the bangers we had, but we're gonna add a lot more of our personal favorites to the set list now that we have the time to expand it.
Yeah, because that was another thing. Like right at the end of this, we were kind of not shifting genres, but really locking in our sound and like the bands that we love to play and the bands we love to hear. And we were in the space where we had like a lot of pop music and a lot of heavy music in our set list. And I think we're starting to kind of shift in the direction that we wanted to shift. So this is a great time for us to like sit down and really examine, what songs we really love playing, what songs, that suit us. And we're still going to keep the other stuff like in our back pocket because, we want people not want to smash their heads off a wall if they only hear, heavy music for 3 hours. So we'll definitely still have like poppier songs and like more popular songs in our set list just to have, but we're focusing on like really like honing in our sound.
And right before all this happened, we did almost all of our final shows before everything went down. We just played straight through without a break.
Yep.
So our sets kind of became a little monotonous, at least for me. I don't know.
Yeah,
to listen, but to play.
It's tough, yeah, because you kind of, we always had this thought process of like, what's going to be a really good song to come back to after we pee and get a drink. Like, what do we want to end on? Now it's just kind of
just flowing.
Just 3 hours of jamming.
So it's cool. I think we're gonna have a much larger catalog of music.
Yeah.
That we can break out.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for that.
Cool. So there's young bands out there listening to this. Maybe they're they just started right before all this happened, or they were just getting going, or they're the same position as you, or maybe they, maybe some new bands formed during this. What advice do you guys have for them?
Especially for right now, definitely focus on creating content and building a foundation online. Being able to play out obviously helps with that a lot because it's really easy to just tell a room full of people to go like you on Facebook and follow you on Facebook. But right now it's really important to be producing on social media. So that's really big. And I think that's going to continue to stay big. It was already a big deal, but I think it's definitely a bigger deal now. Play as much as you can. That was something that when we first formed, we knew that we wanted to do, and something that we had to do to build a foundation. We just wanted to play as often as we can, get our name out everywhere we can. So definitely do that. Don't be afraid to genre hop in the beginning, I guess, because we did that too, and that really helped build a foundation of like loyal fans that now really don't care what we play. They just like us.
We're able to find our fit.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and play with other musicians as often as you can. Play with other bands.
I think our friends in Channel 65 are doing a really cool job of that. They just got started. I think they had 2 or 3 gigs live before this happened. And now with everything, they're still doing their best to get together like in a garage in different corners of the room. And they're recording these demo tracks and putting them out. They have content all the time.
Yeah, they've been doing a really great job with creating and getting it out there.
And I guess for fans of the Boastfuls, people who are consuming your content or just big fans of the band, what do you have to say to them?
First of all, thank you.
Yeah, definitely thank you. The support that we've been getting through all this is awesome. The response that we've been getting on social media is awesome. The interaction that we have is great. Thank you for sticking with us through it. Hopefully you continue to stick with us. We hope to see you all out again when we're back. We had a lot of like kind of, I don't know what the right word is, like hardcore fans, I guess you'd say, like committed fans, like people that we were seeing every night. We can't wait to see you again. Like that's something that really sucks about what's going on is like we met a lot of great people that were fans of the band that we got along with really well, that we became very good friends with, that we just, we miss that camaraderie. So we definitely look forward to having that again. Keep an eye out for new music, hopefully at the end of this. Definitely some new content. And yeah, we look forward to being back.
And I guess something else to them, while we're revamping our set list, feel free to hit us up on Facebook with some suggestions.
Yeah, I did that with a Tiger King meme, and all we got was more Bad Flower, which is good because we play a lot of Bad Flower already. Yeah. So yeah, definitely like we listen. So if there's something people want to hear, we'll play it.
And for people, maybe they're just finding you for the first time on this podcast. How can they find you on social?
We're the Boastfuls on Facebook, and we are Boastfuls Music NEPA on Instagram. I want to double check that there's an NEPA there. I'm
No
sure.
NEPA. It's gone.
Oh, okay. So the Boastfuls Music, and then our handle is Boastfuls Music NEPA. But yeah, the Boastfuls Music on Instagram.
We have our single out on Spotify,
Apple
Music, YouTube. It's Tequila.
LimeWire. I threw it up on there.
That.
Nobody's using it, but just in case.
Yeah. Cute Bear FTP.
Yeah.
You guys can torrent that. Cool, guys. Well, thank you so much. I'm hoping that, maybe this inspires some young bands, maybe inspires some old bands to get their stuff together as well if they're, feeling kind of beaten down by this pandemic. And I'm excited to see you guys live again in person, and I'm excited for the future of the band and just the future of live music in general, so we could all get out there and start enjoying music together again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, guys. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, go check out the Boastfuls on any form of social media. And while you're at it, subscribe, like this video, leave a comment down below, especially messages for Chris. He'll be down there answering all of them. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you soon.